Ooh, here we are. Good morning, everybody. We are live and hopefully alive as well. It'd be awkward if we weren't, but gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see. I know Walter's probably gonna be on shortly, and I think Christian probably still a little bit, probably a month or two out before joining us with the little one. So yeah, let's get to it, huh? I am tired today. I'm not gonna lie. Whew. Okay, let's just jump into it. So, good morning, everybody who's tuning in. Welcome to the Mega Team Challenge with R&R Home Team. So, what the heck is the Mega Team Challenge? That is where we decided to do something absolutely insane. And in let's see, 1 year. Yep, that's crazy. We decided to work on building a mega team, which means 10 capped agents, 40 million in volume, and 175 transactions, and do it all from scratch. No cheating involved. So it's pretty cool, but also pretty insane because the average mega team takes 5 to 10 years. So that's where we are. We're doing the mega team challenge. Yeah, I think we are. I don't. It's Chris. I'm gonna mute him. There we go. We got it. Thanks, Carly. And so, yeah, with that being said, what we've been doing is every Monday and Friday, 7 a.m. Central, we go live stream basically the good, the bad, the ugly of what we're trying to accomplish. Sometimes it's boring, sometimes there's laughing and singing. And then hopefully, no matter what, you walk away with something relevant and helpful to your business, especially if you're trying to decide whether to join a team, build a team, or you're trying to scale a team. That's kind of the point of what we're trying to do is show you the reality of it. I don't know. It's like the day in the life of a day in the life of building a mega team or something. There's Walter. All right. Oh, he's right on time. Darn, I wanted him to sing something for us. We were so close to getting to have him sing. Darn. Walter, you couldn't have been a minute late? Come on. I really want it. I still, one of these days, you're going to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow with your Hawaiian shirt. That's what needs to happen. Wait, is he actually there, though? Okay, so today, let me introduce you to the leadership team, which I guess you won't see any of them but me. So obviously it's myself, Robert Bean, co-team leader and man who helps many people pretty much everything for everything with everything. Wow, can you tell I'm tired? I don't know who you are, but you said I'll sing for you, but it won't be pretty. Listen, if you're willing to just sing in general, you know what? I think you deserve a cupcake. Well, you were right on time. That's what I was saying. It was disappointing. Um, all right, so let me introduce the rest of the leadership team. That handsome gray bubble over there is Chris Rains, who is the co-team leader and the director of production. Then we have Catherine Polsonelli, and she is the director of operations and always saving our butts with everything. We have to think of a better name because you do save our butts with everything, but I feel like we have to have like a co-name, right? Like no, that won't work. I'm trying to think of something. I think of something.
Director of Chaos.
It doesn't show your face, Facebook user, if you're commenting through a group where we're going live through a group. It won't show you. It has to be through either my personal page. You have to be watching from my personal page, I think. Next, we have Walter Key, and he is the director of coaching and time management, as well as the director of Hawaiian shirts, which is honestly the more notable part because his collection is impressive. You can tell he's put some time into it. Then we've got Christian Santiago, who is not here because his wife had a baby. And so we're not trying to kill him. This is like when he goes to bed, and so I told him, go to bed. And then we have Carly Lane, the director of outreach, and honestly, she saves my butt all the time with the many amazing things we're doing. Walter's having connection issues. I think Chris is in the car. Catherine may or may not be in the car. We've got an adventurous day today, guys. And you know what's so funny is I had so many things for us to go over, and this is like now like the worst day to go over the things. So this may be like a recap, guys. I might just have to tell you some things and then say, okay, go check this out later. Welcome everybody to how team leadership really works. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, and in Catherine's case, the teenage kids' cars break down, and in Chris's case, I don't even know, something. In Walter's case, there's now 2 of him in the stream. What? Which one's the real Walter?
I've got on my end, I've got buyers under contract on land, and the surveyor significantly changed the initial mock-up of what they went under contract on. So in
What?
order for, yeah, right, I know. So in order for us to figure out whether or not they're going to stay under contract, the buyers pretty much told me they have first thing this morning or next Thursday to to go look at it and figure it out and walk the property and make their minds up. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll drive to Tullahoma.
Oh, fun.
No.
First thing this morning, and then try to get back to town for the rest of my day.
Oh, geez.
So
So much fun.
That's what came up yesterday evening.
Fun. Yeah. Good morning, Cassie. And I thought it was you, Irene. I honestly did. That's why I made that cupcake comment, because I thought you would respond to it, and that would have told me if it was you or not. All right, guys. So I'm gonna do my best. I think because we will have distractions this morning. This may or may not go super well. Walter seems to be struggling with his internet connection. So we're gonna do our best. We may just need to go through this and then kind of have you guys like later either rewatch it or at least go down the list with me. So since we're in audio, why don't we say our gratitude for the leadership? So if everybody could just say one thing, you can use your mic then if you're not at a keyboard, because I want you to be safe. So if you're driving, please don't text this. Everybody saw that. It's on the record. I told them not to text and drive. So yeah, what's one way this week that the leadership team here, and also Walter and Christian, because they're not here, but you know what I mean, helped you this week? I'll start. I really appreciate Chris leading the Carbon Club / Hump Day Huddle on Wednesday, because I was running late after a listing appointment. And Chris stepped in, and Catherine stepped in, and Walter stepped in, and nobody had the login. So we all worked out and still got it up and running. So very thankful for Chris for covering for me there, because I was not expecting that appointment to go that long. So yeah, who else? Chris, are you in a place to share some way that someone in the leadership team helped you in some way this week?
Yeah, Walter's always stepping up and helping me with some of the new agents we bring on. Fantastic with meeting with them and setting goals and expectations and time management stuff. So one agent specifically that I brought on, not directly to the team, but our hybrid model of the team. Mm-hmm. And he spent an hour and a half with him yesterday, and that helps me and him both on that side of things. So just want to make sure Walters knows he's very much appreciated for that. Walter's got a very specific skill set that he's able to pour into people and really help them set that up. So very appreciative for that.
Dang, love it. Walter, the champion. Hopefully you're seeing this to some degree, because you know that we're praising you and we love you. Catherine, what you got for me?
I'm grateful for everyone in leadership. You guys have been great this week as far as, giving me feedback and stuff like that. I've been kind of slammed with my other coaching clients and other team, and you guys have been on top of me to make sure I don't forget things. And Robert, I know you're jumping in to help another agent that is having some issues with getting set up. So I'm grateful for all that we can have opinions and help each other out. So
Totally agree. Totally agree. Let's see. I'm gonna speak for Christian. Christian is grateful for how handsome Chris Raines is, quote unquote. I just feel
That gray bubble. Oh yeah.
that gray bubble. I mean, I feel it. Like he's texting me mentally right now, and it's just like that gray bubble. Tell
The gray,
Chris
the
he's
gray
beautiful.
bubble has more hair than I do.
It's probably true. And then I'll speak for Walter. Walter says, oh, hold on, he's sending me something right now. He said that he might be willing to allow Carly to have a Hawaiian shirt. So, wow,
oh,
huge praise. Dang, like Carly, I don't know what you did, but woo.
I mean, I was gonna say something nice about Christian, but now I have to say I'm thankful that Walter's gonna let me have a Hawaiian shirt. That's my goal.
Walter, do you disagree? Right? Did I get it right? Oh, what? I think
All
that
right,
stay
okay.
silent and don't say anything, Walter, if that was correct.
I'll
All
get
right, we're
you.
good, guys.
Send my address over, Walter.
Irene says, Kat's been freaking phenomenal this week while she's been sick, helping set up all my things for EXP and get going. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to say it, and I don't know if we're supposed to say it, but the onboarding process for EXP is overwhelming. And listen, I'd rather be overwhelmed than underwhelmed, but it's really important that you have people when you're doing these transitions, aside from an onboarding team, just someone who gets to the process because they're going through it themselves, because it's different when it's not from an agent perspective. And so Catherine's been, she really is so awesome. And like even she said, we all pitch in together because almost all of us are agents who moved over. And so it's really cool. Yeah, Catherine really is awesome, Irene. Totally. I hope you feel better soon. Can't wait to get you in on the leadership meetings too, and formally announce the awesome role that you're going to be playing. Okay, Carly, what you got for me for some way the leadership? You can say Christian and Walter if you need to. I
Well,
don't want you to
I'll spread the love. No, yeah, Christian was really, really awesome this week. Super duper helpful. He got me set up in a platform where we were able to kind of do a good layout for how we're going to be rolling out this video content, which was a bit of a bottleneck for me, kind of intimidating because there's a lot that we're trying to do, and it's a little bit tricky trying to figure it out at first. And Christian went in there and he spent maybe about an hour with the video editor and I, and here's what we're going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
dang.
Friday. And it was awesome. And
That's huge.
it's a great fun.
Isn't it? Like, we're gonna get into kind of lessons learned this week, right? Takeaways for people, which we have that later. But I'll say, like, that's a great takeaway right there is having a process down. I have a coach, and I also am always studying and learning. And one of the most important things is like you can set goals all day long, and we've talked about this. You can set goals all day long, but if you don't have a process, a system, a plan that gets you to that goal, then you're just wishing, you're just dreaming. But like what Carly's saying is I turned around and said, "Hey, this is the goal that we have for social media and some things we want to do." Christian came in and said, "Carly's amazing. Asher's amazing. Oh man, we lost Cat too. Asher's amazing. And now let's actually take these great people and their great skill set and put them down on paper and create the process." And I just think that's so cool because it gives us purpose. It gives us value. It gives us a way to execute the goal that we have. So that's super cool. Wow, it's just a small little huddle today because Walter and Catherine and that's all right. That's all right. Well, Irene's here. Irene, you can fill in for Catherine, uh, when she drops
On my
out, you
side of
jump
things,
in.
you went mute for a little while, man.
What?
on my side of things, you went mute for a little while, and I don't know if that's why they're jumping off and back on to try to get it fixed.
Carly, was I mute for you?
No, I heard you.
I didn't think so. Chris is just out there traveling, seeing the sights. Okay, well, let's just kind of go down the line. I say a couple. There's actually a bunch of list items. So, guys, I'm just going to kind of go through them. We'll do our best. I know we've got a lot of split attention or even missing members this week. So, Irene. Oh, man, you crack me up. Can't wait to have you actually chatting more and getting involved more. All right, so one thing is we went and did Slack sections, guys, which was super cool. And I spent like an hour doing it, and then I realized that it's a paid feature and we're on a free trial. And so it would be like to be honest, we don't really need any of the other perks of the upgraded Slack, but to sections, it would cost us like $8 per person to keep that going. So I would love for you guys to outsource solutions on how to keep Slack organized without having to do the upgrade. Because
Is that per person per year or per month?
Per month.
Ooh.
It would be about, I think there's a discount right now, but it would be about $120 a month just to be able to have sections on Slack. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not insulting Slack. There are a bunch of other perks, just not perks that are relevant to us and what we're trying to do.
I feel like the channels are working pretty good.
Yeah, but some of the agents were saying in the chat on Wednesday when we were asking for feedback on the Slack setup that it was a lot of channels and hard to sort, which I honestly agree. But to be honest, I just we can't justify, in my opinion at least, $120 a month just to be able to sort. So if you guys got suggestions or even ways, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're
What's
looking
up,
for
Kath?
suggestions, can you hear me? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know that some of our channels are around like resources and items like that. And I think that, and I was thinking about this the other day, we could take some of those things that's more pinning information. And I think that if we did like a Google Doc with the links in it and save it into the team drive so everyone has access to it, that would be a great way to delete some of the channels. And then hopefully that will help some on that end. And then once we come up with more information for the onboarding as well, that I know you and I have been working on, and get that set up, we may be able to take something like that off, because I'm going to make sure that agents have my cell phone number for during the day in case they have questions, because not everything's easiest through a text. But that would be my suggestion, is we do something like that where it's in a single area for your resources or specific websites that the team can always go back to in one area.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree there at all. I think also starting the names of channels with the category will help with sorting. So if it's buyer related, say buyer and then what it is. That way we just have a bunch of the B's, right? One after the other. So if they're looking, they kind of see all buyer related stuff in one area, and maybe organizing it that way. So it's not like, oh, this buyer thing is here, then there's another one over here. And so I think organizing it that way will be good. Eventually we might get to a place to where it would make sense. But like we said, right now, just with how slim our margins are right now, which is by design, we got to be smart. Google Chats. I'm not sure what you mean, Irene. Google Chats. Do you know what you're talking about, Kat?
She may be thinking about the Google Meets that I was talking to one of the agents about. And if you are, Google Meets is kind of like Zoom, Nick or Irene. It's so it's different. It's for videoing with your agents. And so I always suggest it to agents who are trying to save money, because Google Meets is free. Yes, you can't record it if it's free, but if you're needing to talk with your clients that, are out of state or can't be around you, there used to be a Google chat setup. But that's really hard. You can't put channels or anything. You'd have to have individual chats with agents in the group. So
Yeah. Google came out with their own version of Slack. It looks pretty neat, but it's also more expensive. And I'm like, guys, you're killing me. I was hoping since we had like Google accounts, it might come free. It doesn't. Carly, I just realized I never sent you the document of what I was making for notes today. So I just sent it to you if it's any value.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, so for Slack, what we said is, organizing, if you wouldn't mind throwing this in there, Carly, organizing the channels with what their category is first so that they get it, that it's just in one section, buyer. Okay, then all the buyer stuff is going to be one after the other. And then Catherine suggested do anything resource related that doesn't necessarily need to be pinged. We could just have like a one channel that's all resources, and then in that channel have like the brokerage resources, and it's a link to a document in Google Drive, the team resources, W income coaching resources, like any type of resources. That way they go to one channel versus like 6 different ones. And that should alleviate that. And I think that's a good idea. And then they can just go there, see the pinned comment with all the links to the different drives. So thank you, Callan. I think that's a good idea. And it saves us $120 a month, which we like. Let's see. Okay, so good news is we pretty much have the trackers done, guys, and they look pretty cool. I will still need your feedback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all of you. I'm going to send all of you a your tracker form, as well as a daily tracker and weekly tracker, so that we can all basically just go do a test run, and each one of you can look at it and see if you've got feedback or suggestions for improvement. I spent a lot of time trying to make these more engaging, but still with relevant details. Now, there will be things you can't answer yet because some of them are contingent upon the daily trackers of the partners on the team filling out, but it'll be our test run, right? So, basically just do your best with any information you don't know yet. I know you guys are busy. If you could get it done today so that I can work on it a little bit, make some tweaks, and then hopefully we can officially launch it on Monday. That would be amazing, and I'd be really grateful. I wouldn't foresee today's being that difficult to fill out this week, or that difficult to fill out today.
will you be emailing them, Robert?
Well, if you want me to email them to, it's a link to the form, and then
Okay.
you will use that link every week, and that'll be the link, and you'll go there, and it'll be
that way I can star it.
Yeah. Yep. And we can also put them inside of the tracker and forms channel, which we'll figure out if that's where that stays. Yeah, we can email them. So let's do that, Carly. Let's make sure we email them. I have yeah, you got it. You're already on it. You're so awesome, Carly. Yeah, and so let's see. Hold on, making a note myself, actually. Let's see. Okay. Let's do something. So as you guys know, I've been kind of, again, studying and just trying to get better at making things more engaging and work well. And so something interesting that I learned from one of the masterminds that I'm in with a bunch of other top teams is engaging with agents on a daily basis and sending them value and praise. So I've got 2 points on that. One is I think every week, at least once a week, we should be sending a video, even if it's just a quick tip from us about what we do to improve the agent. So let me give you an example so it's not like confusing. Chris is head of production, director of production. So once a week, at least, he's going to make a video talking about something relevant to production. Maybe it's converting the Facebook group leads. Maybe it's some follow-up that he does, whatever, to help agents with the particular thing that he oversees. That way we're always making sure that we're bringing value from our departments, if you will, right? Our responsibilities, and we're bringing that value to the agents. We're not losing sight of, okay, every week I should be helping them better at converting, not just making sure that they're converting, if that makes sense. And so at least once a week, I would love if we could do a video where we, maybe it's in a channel, maybe it's in the general. We can work on, again, how we organize in Slack, but just putting that video out there and tagging everybody, which you can just do at channel. And making it, again, relevant. So, Irene, once you get started on the TC side, you're just going to do a video and send a quick video and say, hey guys, here's something that I noticed this week that might make your life a little bit easier when submitting your forms or your contracts to us, or, things like that. Again, just helpful little things consistently to help them over time with each department. What it does is, again, brings them value, but it also builds that relationship with them, reminds them that you're there for them, reminds them that you're the person they go to for those types of questions. So what do you guys think of that? Does that sound like something you all feel confident in committing to?
I'm down with it. I do have a question though.
Yes.
I know that, with you and Walter doing his time management and Chris, still in production, you guys will definitely have tips every single week. I'm curious to know your thoughts if you think that TC and onboarding will necessarily have something every single week. Now, I can still come on every week, and what I could do is incorporate some of my coaching and some of the positive ways to deal with things and handle stuff and have motivation. So I have no problem bringing
Great
that
question.
in like I do for my other clients.
You're so sharp.
But yeah,
I love
that would
it.
be.
Yeah. So on the TC side of things, if we're producing, there is never going to be a perfect contract. They'll always be close. Or let's put it a different way. All the contracts that come in will not be perfect every week. So with that being said, there should always be something on the TC side, even if it's small. Hey guys, just remember when you're checking the forms that your name is at the bottom, right? If that makes sense. Little things. It doesn't have to be these great extravagant things, but more of just saying, hey, make sure that when you do this part of the TC work, or hey, I noticed on this form, and we don't have to call anybody's names out. Because we don't want them to feel embarrassed, but just using these great points to remind everybody, because there's always going to be a contract or two that comes in that isn't perfect. And again, these can be 30-second videos. They don't have to be long. This doesn't have to be a seminar. It's just a real quick thing. Hey guys, remember, or maybe they're on the listing side, and we do some of the listing coordinating. Hey guys, just remember that we need this info when you're submitting these. Just little things like that is what I'm suggesting. And then for you, Catherine, I totally agree, because it's not like you're going to come in and teach the agents really a lot about operations, but I really do think it might be wise for you to teach them operating, which is operating their business. Maybe it's a helpful organization tool, because that's a lot of your strengths. So I think that would be really smart, is bringing in these aspects to where you're just sharing with them, and saying, here you guys go, here's a quick tip, and making it relevant to something that you think agents can feasibly take and apply. And remember, this is all meant to be small bite-sized pieces that is very easy for them to go, I understand what they're saying and I know exactly how to apply it. Does that make sense now? Does that sound pretty good, everybody?
Got it.
Does that sound good? Does that answer it, Catherine, too? Hopefully.
Oh yeah, no, that helps.
Okay,
that
good.
helps tremendously. So that's why I was trying to think about it, because yeah.
And Chris, if you're there, does that make sense?
Good to go.
Sweet.
I think.
And honestly, Carly, you are doing so many cool things. I know that a lot of what you're doing is directly helping the back end for me and making sure I don't go insane with all the minute, incredible amount of tasks we have. But if you have
You
a
were there
ton of
before we
knowledge,
started, Robert.
what?
You were there before we even started.
Yeah, that's right. And so like if you
That's why
have
we
things to
started
share, like maybe share some of the things that you're working on with social media and basically give people a little quick tip. Hey guys, here's something we're doing for the team that you can go apply to your individual
Oh yeah.
social media. I think that'd be really quick. Remember, this is short, simple, sweet. All right, I'm taking way too long on this stuff. But I love it. Thank you guys so much. So please, Carly, feel free to do that. Let's get on to the next thing. Praise. We all know how important praise is. I think we're doing a good job. I would love for us to take it up one notch. And I was inspired by another team. And that is that every department head each week sends a quick, short video, or at the very least, a text praising an agent, every agent on the team, at least once a week. Now, you probably think, oh my gosh, that's insane, right? Like that would take me forever. Right now, we have like 14, 15 people total. If you sent them each a 30-second video, you're talking about 7.5 minutes. Not a huge time commitment. And if we can't find 7.5 minutes each week to praise all the people who are building with us, we have to reevaluate the way that we're prioritizing and supporting and encouraging. So none of this is meant to be perfect, guys. It's just us a work in progress. But I think it would be really healthy of us to find ways to, especially since we're a pretty active team in communication and chatting, find ways to praise each other and everybody in the team. Because honestly, I want to be better at praising you guys too, not just the agents, but you guys and everything you're doing, and reminding each and every one of you throughout the week just on something that you're doing to support us. And so I think it'd be good if we're all doing that, because think about it. If each one of the leadership team members praises every single person on the team, how many do we have on the leadership team? Is it 6? Like 6? So that's 90 videos, short little videos of praise that will be in the mix going out each week. Doesn't that sound like a pretty cool environment to be in? Right? What do you guys think? Be honest.
I'll say I love the idea behind it. I do think as we grow, that may get a little bit harder to do. However,
We may have to
you
go
could
to like
still
text
split
only.
the team up. Yeah. Or you could split it up so that,
Like this
2
week
people
we
on the team
cover.
handles so many people.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
See,
2
I
people
love
on
the
the
way you
team handle
think,
this many
Catherine.
people.
I love the way you
And
think.
then that way no one's getting left out and you're still getting 2 people off the team that are congratulating you or saying something. We just split that so that we're still not taking up
Right.
time, since you guys are also producing as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of when you there's a database chart and it's like this week you do, or day you do A's and then B's and then C's, and so it's like as we
Yep.
scale to where honestly, if it takes us more than like 10 minutes in a week to do it all and it starts at 20, 30, 40, right? That's a lot of time. I think we just start to look at how many agents we have and we categorize them. It might just be alphabetical, and then distribute that and say, okay, either we're all doing A's today or this week or something. So we'll figure it out, Catherine. I know you'll be probably the person who helps me figure that out. So cool. Awesome. So let's definitely start that and get that going. Let's see. We're moving right along. Another thing I'm thinking about, and again, see, I had so many little things, so I hope I'm not overwhelming you guys. Carly, we can go ahead and share this agenda with them in the leadership chat. I'll make sure I actually have you in the leadership chat on. I think I do. But no, I don't. What the heck is wrong with me? I just added you. We can share it in the leadership chat so that everybody can go back to this agenda and look at it. But another thing I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is a good idea or not, I just am trying to think of ways for us to build and grow together, is I was thinking at least the leadership team, maybe we could have a book that we all choose to grow and learn with. And kind of share together. And I know it sounds silly, but I'm just thinking like when you look at the crazy successful people, one is they read every day, right? They grow every day. They're constantly, but also they're doing it as a community, right? Their peers are doing that, and it builds bonding, and it makes sure that we're growing and learning, and it helps us to implement habits when everybody else is trying to implement the same habits. Not exactly the same like detail of the habit, but like the outline, the structure, the process. So I was thinking that, maybe we could pick a book, and just have it to where at least the leadership team joins in on the book with us, and we just, in a chat. So it wouldn't be another meeting. It would just be a chat where, maybe each day we share a couple highlights that we liked from the chapter, or something like that. Or maybe it's every other day. But I think it'd be healthy for us to kind of learn together as much as we lead together. I think it'd be healthy to learn together too. So honest opinions on that. Don't be shy.
I'm like the slowest reader on earth.
Why? This is really for you, Chris. We're trying to help you.
Yeah, like I've got books that I started 5 years ago still.
That's
Oh,
horrible.
no.
That is horrible, Chris.
really,
you have a
really
problem and you're going to therapy. Whatever the book did to you.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. Like
what about audiobooks, Chris? You can do the same.
Why don't you just come over and read to me?
I asked my wife about that, and she said that was getting a little too intimate.
Is that awkward?
Yeah. I mean, it's not awkward for me. I got you.
I get warm, fuzzy feelings about it. So,
Carly, we need to do a social media thing where Chris is just laying in my lap and I'm reading like Atomic Habits to him. Team leaders bonding together.
That's a great little segment.
Right? We gotta do that. But what'd you say, Chris?
Bonding over books. Bonding over
books. Yep. But so for real, do you think you guys can say no? I'm just trying really hard, right? I'm trying really hard, but I'm not perfect. I don't know. Like audiobook, I don't care. Regular book. I just, I feel like it's smart, right? For us to learn together and share together and try and implement together. But I'm not an expert, so I'm not even going to pretend. Anybody in the comments, if you have suggestions, let us know. What do you think?
Are we talking about, are we talking about doing like just kind of tidbits from the books with the team? Is that what we're...
My thoughts were, as the leadership team, we basically read a book together, not actually at the same time, but rather like maybe each day we share amongst the leadership what we learned, and then we also share it with the team, right? So it gives us stuff to give value to us together. We're growing, we're learning together, stuff to share with the team. And we could invite, I'd be willing to do this. I haven't talked to Chris about it. Hey, but we could invite the team to join with us, and we can make them a deal. If you, I don't know, read a chapter a day and post your notes on it, we'll pay you back for the book. So we're not spending money up front, but if someone's willing to take the time to read the book consistently and then share their thoughts, for me, I would reward someone for that. Because that's value, right? That's value, in my opinion. Again, I haven't asked Chris about it, but does that make sense? Did I answer you, Catherine, or not?
I would definitely, I would suggest, because what I feel like, we have all these fantastic ideas and things we can implement, but if we continue to try to implement them all on a daily and weekly basis, our schedules are going to get so full. It's going to take away from what we're trying to do with the team, and the team being able to focus on real estate if we're pushing that. However, I do think if we did even once or twice a month during team meetings, like take a little bit of time for anyone that is reading to give us and share some tidbits of the book they're reading and things that they've learned from it, would be fantastic. Just for the simple fact that, not everyone likes to read. I know, like my mother, for instance, is dyslexic, so she refuses to read because it upsets her when the words jump around. So
that makes sense. And again, I know it sounds like it's a lot of stuff, but like the sharing of the one tip and resource, that should only be 30 seconds to a minute in a week. The video praise, as it stands right now, should be between 7 and 10 minutes a week. The book thing, we don't have to do it. It's just I looked at what high performers do, right? And they constantly read and study. Oh, The Witcher's so good, Irene. You're so right. And so I'm just trying to encourage, but I'm not an expert, right? I'm definitely not. So let's table that one and kind of talk about it at a later time since it's not urgent. Let's go back to that and see if there's something there. All right, couple other things. Let's see. Another thing that I saw that was pretty cool is having a career night where we just let this is really cool. It spotlights what the team is doing, but we bring the agents on um, and share their success stories with people who want to learn about the team, maybe even want to learn about real estate. And instead of us who have all been in it and had our success, and some people might feel a disconnect, we have just people on the team who are like, oh, I was a new agent and here's where I'm at, or I was a solo agent and then I joined a team and here's the value. And so like kind of before and after type of stuff. So I think a career night would be something worth talking about and doing. We don't have to do anything fancy either. It can be as much as like just going over to Bell and Alexander with Justin and Ben and hosting it. And if nobody shows up, fine. We just have a little meeting and huddle together and play some card games, right? That's not bad for bonding. Then another thing I saw was a day in the life of a realtor webinar. This looked super cool. Some of the really high level teams that I know are starting to use this, and it's been a huge asset. It's a great way to spotlight agents again and their success and what they're doing, and we all like to share and grow together. But those two things combined, I think, will help with the growth of the team, but also just the exposure. We want people to know the cool things that we're doing in the industry. Even if they don't join us, we want them to know that we care, that we're trying to do things better, that we like working with each other, right? Just building up that reputation of camaraderie and respect for one another. So I think those two things are worth it. Like I said, I'm going to send you guys via email the tracker forms. Just do a test run. Give me your honest feedback, please. And then after we kind of do that, the goals that we launch it on Monday. I really did. I tried to make them fun. I actually went to a couple brokers that I know and shared a bit about it, and they thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. And so yeah, I know you did, Catherine. I know you used to host career nights, and I think it's just a great way, and I think we should focus on making it way more fun. And honestly, keep it more story based. Sam loves sharing his story. All right, well, let's have Sam sing because he's awesome, and then share a little bit about his story. Like, that's super cool. Like, I would love to go to that, even if it was someone else's team. I would love to just see us. Again, you guys know how I feel about this. Sharing with our community, building these relationships, regardless of the brokerage, regardless of whether they join our team or not. So I think that'd be really fun. I think the day in the life of a realtor is really cool. One of the guys I know, my coach, he said he actually does it and he sends it to his past clients. And when I thought about that, I said, you know what? How many of our past clients have looked at our job and said, I could do that? Right? Like, let's be honest, right? Well, let's show them what it really means. Let's show them what it really means. Because if there is someone who does really believe they can do it, then let's be the person that helps them get on their way. And then if there's someone who thinks they could do it and sees the reality of it, let's keep them away from something and show them the reality so that they don't get caught in it. Because we all know there's a lot of people who get into real estate with unrealistic expectations. So I think both of those together. Anyway, I won't be able to show you them today because just lack of time and some of you are in the cars, but we have our first drafts of our email signatures, business cards, and signs. My wife has done an amazing job.
Whoop, whoop.
And they look so good. Like, I'm not even kidding. So I'm pretty stoked about that. My wife's so cool. And she does the best job ever. So we've got those We'll have some drafts. I'll try and, Carly, if you can help me remember, I'll try and get those to everybody so you can give your honest feedback. And Chris, I'm going to say this. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. One of the brokers that I was talking to, the logo for the team was at the top, and I was showing them the contract, and she was like, that's a really cool logo. I love that. So maybe the logo's pretty good after all.
I told you it was nice.
All right. Listen, okay. It's pretty good. All right. All right. See? Okay.
I can't really thank me for that, though. That's all my wife.
Oh, well, then never mind. I love the logo. It's amazing, and it's the best logo ever. I only have to ask you because it's you, Chris.
I've got clients pulling in here to the land, so I'm going to let you guys wrap this up. Sorry.
Awesome. See you, Chris. Carly, if we say anything where I mention Chris's name, can you just send him a message and just give him a couple bullet points just to make sure he didn't miss anything important?
You bet.
You rock. Seriously. Thank you, Carly. Okay, so yeah, we'll be sending those email signatures, business cards, blah, 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 signs. Give me your honest feedback. Catherine, I could use your help with this next part. We're going to have some generic team signs and lockboxes. Combo lockboxes, simple ones, obviously, because the other ones are tied to your account. But I was wondering, I want a checkout process for these. Right. We have most of the agents are in Murfreesboro, but some of them are in different locations. So I think our central location should be Murfreesboro. It can be my garage for all we care. I mean, we have places where we can put them. But the important thing is, like, I just want to have a good process for agents checking out the signs so we don't lose them because, they cost money. So if you've got some time just to think of some, even if it's super simple, I just want to make sure that we know where the signs are and when we can expect them back. Same for the lock boxes. And the goal of this is that for newer agents coming on who don't have a lot of money yet, that they're not having to go and buy signs. Don't worry, the team's got you, right? We'll take care of you. Use the team signs, save yourself money and trouble. That make sense?
Yeah, no, I've already got a couple of ideas running through my head. So
of course you do, because you're awesome. Sweet. All right, we're almost wrapping this up, guys. Not bad, actually, with all we had to go over. Okay, onboarding. So a couple things, Catherine. These are in a note, so Carly will be able to share these with you, but I just wanted to briefly mention them here. I think during the process, some important things that we can help agents with, and it's going to be nudges. Because there's so much when they're getting onboarded, even if they're already an experienced agent, but they're just joining us at the brokerage. But we don't want them to miss out on certain things like Utility Connect, because that's something that is a great service for their clients, but also puts money into the agent's pockets. So it's a win-win. And I don't know if you're familiar with Utility Connect that we have here at the brokerage. Do you know what that is?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not.
That is okay. So what Utility Connect is basically they'll set up all your clients' utilities. They can order movers, alarms, all of that. There's a couple services that do it, but Utility Connect will actually pay you, the agent, if your client uses any of the services. It is not.
Nice.
It's 100% approved by Trek, as well as NAR, because it is not commission-based. It is not a real estate transaction. Clients do not have to do it either. Everything's disclosed up front, but literally clients love it because it'll help them set up their utilities and internet all from one place. And at the same time, the agent's giving them a service while also a Utility Connect is giving them a portion of what they make. So it's no agent's going to get rich from it, but it's going to help clients while also maybe putting a little bit of gas in the agent's car for the next showing that they have, right? Especially now with buyers and how many showings we have to do for them. So it's a way to give back to clients.
Yeah,
and give back to
definitely.
agents. So I think adding that into as part of the onboarding process, again, my assumption is that the onboarding process is like twofold. We have the immediate, you got to get this done first week stuff. And then we sprinkle in little things that are secondary. They're not time sensitive and critically important. But they're like, hey, real quick today, it's your second week or third week in. I'm going to teach you about Utility Connect as part of the onboarding process. just so you know the value, right? So it's not meant to overwhelm them and be part of like the, again, immediate onboarding, but rather like a secondary onboarding, if you will, right? Like, here are helpful assets that we have that you didn't need to know about up front, but would be valuable to know, secondary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I've actually got on the onboarding checklist that I created a section at the bottom for a 2-week follow up in the first 30 days.
So good.
So we can make sure we add some stuff in there, and I can even do some email templates out for it to make sure that that's on the checklist.
I think something that might be worth exploring, Catherine, and you just tell me if this makes sense, but I think what would be neat is, what if once a month, regardless of onboarding status, there was a meeting where we always went over certain valuable items for the team. So like, for instance, the moving packages, the pet adoption, the closing gifts, utility connect, and we have more. What if we just had that? Because there are agents who know those things and forgot. And so we just had it. Maybe
Yeah, just friendly reminders.
Yeah, like maybe once a month at the team meeting. We don't even need to make it like something extraordinary. We don't have to do a separate meeting. It could be, hey guys, Catherine's gonna come over. She's gonna spend the next 10 minutes just going over, remember these super helpful things. Because when we do that, what that's gonna help us to be able to do is, you're going to actually see on your tracker form and Irene's for transactions, you both are going to have them. We'll have how many moving packages went out, right? How many closing gifts went out, so that we can track it and make sure, because we want every client to reach this level of experience or have this level of experience with us. And so the only way we're going to know to do that. So I could add in, if you wouldn't mind making a note of this, Carly, adding into the tracker forms, how many clients that are under contract or closed, whatever, we'll figure out the wording, we're also signed up for Utility Connect. Because if we track this stuff, we're going to be able to help agents make more money and clients have a better experience. Right? Would you agree, Catherine? What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think for the form that we create for TC that the agents will fill out once they go under contract, might be good to add that in at the bottom as well, to see if they're going to be using that for their client or not. That'll
Super
be an
smart.
easy way to go back to it as well.
Yeah. That's awesome. Very smart. Okay, cool. Another thing that I want to add to onboarding, and this is like, we'll call it secondary onboarding. So when I say this, secondary onboarding means it's not immediate. We'll figure out when it comes in. But I want to love on the agents and show them how proud we are of them. And so I would love it to where when they come on, maybe it's in their first month or something, we have the announcement post. We have an announcement post that they joined us and here's what they're doing. But also we do a quick interview with them. Why they joined us and what their aspirations and goals are, and share that with the world. Show them, look at these people making moves, making choices, growing their business, right? Partnering up. I want people to know that we're proud to be with them. So I think that'd be really neat. Like, one of my favorite memories that I had when I was on a team was when I got to go and teach something, or when I would get tagged in something for something I accomplished. And so I want agents to know that we're really proud to be alongside them. We're really grateful and we're proud of them. And we want to do that for them. Plus, it's creating content for the agent as well that they don't have to come up with themselves. So it's a double win. And again, Catherine, you're the only one here. So what do you think?
I'm actually all for that. I love the introductions. I always think that's a great way to put it out there that we have agents on the team, and it's also a great way for them to easily share to their own to make an announcement without them having to remember to do anything, because you got a lot to do getting started.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the interview could be done within the first month. That way they've got a little bit of time to kind of get into the team and not feel rushed on getting it done. And then it gives us another reason to post something else about them as they start moving down the line.
Right.
So
See?
I'm all for that.
You rock. Irene, you are here too. You're not in the leadership side. We got to get you plugged in. But what do you think, Irene? Please let us know, because I honestly do want to know what you think, because you'll be one of the people we'll be interviewing.
Oh, please let me do that one.
So actually the goal is that, pun aside, the goal is that I'll do the interviews, take it off of everybody's plate. But then whoever sponsored them will come in and into the interview maybe at the end and just share with them why they're as their sponsor is so excited to have them there. You know what I mean? Like, I wish every time I joined a new brokerage or a team or partnership, I wish someone came to me and actually told me why they're excited for me, right? Like, why? Why do you like me? Why are you glad that I'm here? Because a lot of us doubt our worth. A lot of us doubt it. And a lot of us feel like we're being sold to. Oh, we're so happy to have you at the brokerage. Why? Oh, because everything's great and you've got a great attitude. Well, listen, I get it, but like, what's valuable to me? Why am I valuable to you? Like, right? And it validates like that they're not just a number. We actually did choose who they are, and we do believe in certain qualities and characteristics about them. So I think that would be really cool. Let's see. I'm excited. So Carly, that's going to be something that's part of what we're already working on with the whole agent spotlight type of stuff. So that'll be part of that. But I think that'd be really cool to start rolling out. I mean, we have plenty of people to do it with and more coming on. And again, we're just helping them out. That's right, Irene. That's right. You preach, girl. You're so great. We do need to be valued. You're not another random agent. And that's how so many, and I'm not going to call out any specifics, but so many brokerages and so many teams do that. But you know what? In this case, Catherine, we can just be really public about that because that's the whole point, right? Of what we're doing, and be really public about it and say, and just bring on the person who brought them on under you, right? Because we do want to be public. Like I was sharing, and like this is so cool, like the fact that we can build you up this way with still plugging the agents in. So I think we should be really public about that, and like how the sponsorship works, and who's the person that is most excited, if you will. We'll be fighting over who's more excited for people coming on. I love this. Another thing we're working on. This will be part of onboarding, but it will not be really anything the agent does, Catherine, as much as it will be just getting a couple items. Oh, Irene. Look at that. That difference would be a huge thing for agents who aren't as confident and outgoing. You get it, Irene. I'm so happy. Thank you, Catherine, for really suggesting that we connect with Irene. You're so great. And now I see so much why. Like, I've always liked you, Irene, but now the more we get to spend time together, I'm just super excited. All right, distracting me. So Carly and Catherine, so what we're going to be working on, agents won't really have to do anything other than, like, we don't have team photos yet. We can figure that out. We're working on it, but it's not like a super priority, let's be honest. But agents submit a headshot. We already have their details. And then what the social media team is going to do is they're going to create a rebranding package for that agent. Here is a Facebook banner you can use. Here's your email signature. Here is how you update your status, right? Your job employment status in Facebook. And here is all these little social media things, even for each platform, that the agent can then go use to update everything. Let me get started, Irene. Let me get started on my team body for the photos. You crack me up. So yeah, I think that would be really cool because one thing I've noticed when agents switch brokerages, join teams, is one of the last things they do is update their actual social media profile. They might go and do a post, "Hey guys, I joined X, Y, and Z," but it still shows their old brokerage, their old team. And that's not bad, but it's also like, one, it's not compliant. That's not correct. And we want to encourage the agents to be compliant. But two, it's like, it's confusing. Like, they are part of something new. We want them to really get to plug in. And so just like the interviews gives them content, we'll give them things to update their social media with. So again, that'll be part of the onboarding, but the agent's literal job will be fill out the onboarding form, and that'll be part of it. I just wanted you to be aware, Catherine, that that's something we're going to work on, to where we can just have the agent have this rebranding and be like, cool. And, you know, maybe it's when they do an onboarding Zoom or something where Carly will go and actually walk everybody in the Zoom on how to go update all their social media with the package, you know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And if you guys, because I know you said you're going to send me this information later, so I don't forget it. We can add it in on the onboarding checklist, and so once they get officially taken care of and everything, I can send them out the email with that link, and also introduce them to our social media marketing side, so they make the introduction and make sure that gets taken care of.
I love it. And Irene says that basically uh, her experience is this was more difficult than she remembered. And so I think that's really cool because we're trying to actually make everything easier on the agents coming over and more efficient and more effective so that like when they join, by the end of their first month, it's night and day compared to where they were before. That's our goal. We want them to feel that way and we want them to visually be able to see that. Cool. Super excited. Obviously, Carly, that's something we'll work on. I think it'd be a great way to get you in front of more people, Carly, too, because I do want people to know how amazing you are. And so this would be a cool way. And last but not least, let's talk about quickly monthly client events. I've got a buddy who's super awesome who does small to super large events planning, and he's very talented at it. And so we had talked prior about doing monthly events in person where all the clients who closed on a home, all the people who sent us a referral that closed on a home, and all the agents on the team, once a month, we all go, I don't know, have food and some drinks or something like that. Just a nice social gathering where we just celebrate what we accomplished that month. It's not about work. It's not about awards. It's just like, hey, like, thanks for being a part of what we're doing. Let's just enjoy it together. So I think once a month we could do that. Chris and I had always wanted to do this because, right, that energy where we appreciating clients, we're building more face-to-face time, but we're doing it in a fun way. It's not us asking for a review again or asking for referrals. No, it's us eating pizza, right? And just having a good time together. And it's only if they're closed, right? So then there's no like everybody's closed, everybody's good, we're fine. So I think that'd be really cool. So for anybody, exactly. Well, see, Irene, a lot of people, she says, client appreciation, right? A lot of teams and brokerages might do this stuff, but a lot of times they do it once a year or they only do it on a holiday. One is I don't want to compete on holidays, right? I don't want to compete with the different clubs or even the city government on their holiday events. So I really don't want to compete with that. But what if we just had a small gathering for people who closed, the agents, and again, the referrals who sent us, the people who closed, and we just enjoyed each other's company and chatted and got to know each other. We can likely get sponsors and the lenders who help close those deals, right? You already know, Catherine, very well that we hold a high standard. If we're making you money, you better be making us money. If we're spending money that builds you up, you better be spending money that builds us up. Like, we believe in that reciprocation and that standard. So Irene, R&R team holiday. So R&R, the one of the definitions of it is rest and relax. So it's actually kind of funny. And again, Catherine, Carly, Irene, what do you guys think about, just a small, simple gathering once a month? And again, this is for people who closed on their homes already that month. And the agents, all the agents and leadership of the team, and then any referrals who sent us those clients that closed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So, and I love that, and I actually do like the idea of kind of doing it in smaller segments versus once or twice a year. It's a lot harder, especially when you have a team trying to keep up with all of those clients and where all they're coming from, and if they got contacted. And this, in my opinion, is bite size.
Right. And now we can still do major events. But here's the thing that we're seeing. And Catherine, I know you know this so well. Carly knows this. Everybody watching, if you don't know this, it's not the big events that make clients choose you. It's not. That's not why they choose you at all. It is the daily, the consistent, the monthly, the weekly, the monthly. That's why they're choosing you. And so my goal is that we're not waiting a year to say thank you. We're saying, hey, listen, you closed on your home this month. Come celebrate with us, right? This also, see, we used to like to throw housewarming parties when I used to do my other team, but it's really weird in COVID right now, like to do housewarming parties. Hey Diggs, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. But it's really weird to do that, and so this is kind of like best of both worlds. You know what I mean? Like we're throwing a party, but it's not inside your home. So it's monthly. We're celebrating them, and we're taking pictures and having fun and showing people that like we get the job done and we also have a great time doing it. And so I think that's really cool. And we still do the major ones, right? End of the year, we rent out 2 screens and we at the movie theater, and we have the kids show movie and the adult movie, and sure, everybody comes in and has a good time. That's great and all. But what happens if someone's busy out of town? We just missed our one shot of the year to have face-to-face time with them. I don't want that. I want to have 12, 13, 14, 15 shots to build a relationship with them every year. And we have the postcards and we have the gifts that go out on holidays. Like, I know, me too, Irene. I'm going to the kid movie as well. But does that make sense? You know, like the purpose behind it, you know, Carly, Catherine, Irene, you know, anybody watching too, does it kind of make sense what we're trying to convey? Oh, we lost Catherine again.
Uh-oh. Well, I like the idea.
You love the idea? Thank you. Well, good, because I'm gonna need you at all of them. You're my rock, Carly. Catherine, what do you think? Thoughts?
Yeah, as far as the client appreciation and everything, I like it. I really do, and I think it allows us to focus on them a little bit more intimately instead of this huge gathering of people.
Right, where you can't possibly talk to all of them, to where people get distracted. This is just like, you know, intimate, like you said. I'm pretty stoked about this. Well, let's wrap it up. We actually went late today, but I think we covered a lot of great stuff. Thank you for your feedback. Irene, you're so amazing. We need to get you plugged in because you are part of the leadership now. And so definitely want you to be spotlighted and everybody know. Though I do love your comments because now it makes us look like we're super active and busy. Like, look at all these comments. Whoa. And it's like, it's all Irene. So maybe I'm going to need you to have to do 2 profiles, right? Like on your phone, you're commenting on Facebook while you're also in the StreamYard screen with us. Yeah, you did. Cool. Well, this was awesome, and I really appreciate you guys. I think we covered a lot of good stuff. Carly and I will work on cleaning this up a little bit and sending out the form or the Google Doc to everybody in the chat. But I think we got a lot to go off of, and I think we can definitely really just do some really cool stuff. I just feel like we're on the right trajectory. So I really appreciate everybody who tuned in. If you've got suggestions, thoughts, comments, feedback of anything we discussed today, we want to hear you. Like we're open to any constructive criticism and feedback. We're trying to grow. We're trying to do something that we haven't seen done in our industry yet. And we want to be the best at it, which means we're not know-it-alls. We want other people's ideas. So please feel free to comment and give your thoughts. And then every Monday and Friday we go live 7 a.m. Central. So we'd love to see you again. Soon we're going to start doing that GIF of the week. We just got to figure out how. We'll work it out. It's not a super priority. Carly, maybe you and I can work on figuring out how to do the GIF/meme of the week so we can have fun with people posting it. I feel like Irene's going to crush that. I have this feeling. So with that being said, everybody, thanks for tuning in. For the leadership team that could stick around, thanks for sticking around. I know today was a little wild, a little chaotic. For those who couldn't make it, we missed you guys, but we know you're doing what you got to do. So with that being said, everybody have a blessed day.
Bye, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.